Roughly halfway between Sydney and Melbourne, on the banks of the Murrumbidgee River, sits Narrandera, a town residents say had long been forgotten until a new industry arrived and new friendships were formed.
I don't know why Justin's different. His mum and dad reared a good kid. He's probably one in a million, I tell you.
Shantae's a bit of a force of nature, really. She is an amazing woman, incredibly committed to her community. I just cannot fathom the amount of work that she does.
Justin Coburg is the head of community engagement for Beon Energy, which was contracted to build the massive Avonlea solar farm just outside of town. His job was to get the locals on side and recruit a workforce for the project.
So the community reception we got when we first arrived was rightly sceptical. You know, I had people ask me directly, is this just a box ticking exercise? And I could understand where they're coming from because that's the experience that they've had in the past.
Justin was determined to do things differently. First, he approached the elders of the Wiradjuri mob.
The word was sent out to the community that there might be opportunities for mob that have never had these opportunities before in our community to actually get jobs. You know, a lot of people promise things when they come to community, but they never come through.
Shantae Lyons is a Wiradjuri Yorta Yorta woman who came on board as an Aboriginal community engagement officer. Asked to identify the barriers to employment, she had a simple answer: ID. Many of her mob didn't have any form of identification, an example, she says, of a community whose needs are not being met by the government.
When you fill out a job application, they need identification.
So, with Beon's backing, an ID Day was born, a production line of sorts set up at the local TAFE, birth certificates, Medicare numbers and student IDs organised.
That was a huge day for us. I think we had over 100 people come there, like people that didn't even apply for jobs out at the farm.
More than 30 First Nations men and women put up their hands for a job and got training to obtain the construction tickets they needed. Over 12 months, they painstakingly installed nearly 500,000 panels over 600 hectares of farmland, bringing this solar farm to life.
This is my first ever job.
On the day 7:30 visited Narrandera, Belle Atkinson was taking her son Rusty shopping in nearby Wagga.
I can say to my kids, I built that out there, and when they go past it, yeah, Mum built that. Yes, a lot of pride.
Scotty Kennedy had been in and out of jail since he was 17, until he landed a job at the solar farm.
For the first couple of weeks, it was hard. And after that, got used to it, and then just couldn't wait to go back the next day.
He's since got his driver's licence and a new job building another solar farm.
Going on the right path now, like my life changed.
Of those 30 odd workers that we had employed on the farm, within about 2 months of finishing employment, I think about 90% still had jobs, ongoing jobs, and some of those were permanent jobs.
People have moved on to become bigger and better than what they were before, and that's what every crew wants.
Now complete, Avonlea Solar Farm has the capacity to power more than 100,000 homes. It's been handed over to clean energy giant Iberdrola, where Matt Dickey is the executive manager of operations.
I think there's a huge opportunity for people in country areas to participate in the energy transition.
There are also costs. Large-scale solar and wind farms are being built right across regional Australia, backed by new high-voltage transmission lines.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's changing the landscape, and in some parts, communities feel they're being strong-armed by developers.
What we've seen in recent times, particularly around transmission lines and the planning of those, is that farmers and landholders have been the last to know. If we continue to have developers coming through and treating landholders just like a bit of an obstacle, then we're going to continue to have the fights that we're currently having.
It is critically important that we get local communities on board and supporting these projects. And the best way to do that is to get them involved from the start and make sure that they benefit from these projects.
The kitchen was donated by Iberdrola to Gunyari and the Aboriginal community.
What kind of legacy has this one solar farm left in this town?
A legacy of generational change at our community. Oh, wait. What it does is it gives people the opportunity for different choices, to make different choices in your life. And that's what, the renewable energy companies can do better.